Hey guys, welcome back to Gennadoingthings. Thank you so much for being patient with me for this recap. I know there's only about like 200 of you that like actually watch, give me feedback. But I'm so grateful for your engagement, for all of your messages, and for your grace on me this last weekend. I was at home in Cape Town visiting with family. We attended a friend's wedding, so there was just so much going on. And so I was like, you know what? Do nothing, enjoy your last few hours at home, and then go to Bloom, and then you'll have so much time. I was cockeyed when I got off the flight, so sorry if I'm low energy. I just woke up. I'm sorry, I'm just like not singing my intro song today. So today we are recapping The Kardashians episode 4, season 1 episode 4, and something I was looking forward to. I think one of the more exciting things to look at, Kourtney Kardashian, and this is the episode where she gets engaged. We finally have Scott being one of the main plot or storylines in the episode, so we know there's going to be drama, and it's all like so refreshing after last week's filler. I called it a filler episode because it was kind of boring to me, even though it was still good, but low-key on drama. Thus, high-key drama. Once again, flawless continuity with the beginning of the episode ending off at the end of the previous episode with Kendall and Kylie in the car. Chris, Corey, and Kim are driving together, and there's kind of like this moment like, if you guys don't pull off the highway now, they're going to see you, and the surprise is going to be spoiled. And we know that Kris Jenner likes things done flawlessly, and she's just like, I'm going to kill y'all if you spoil the surprise. Chris calls all of the other guests to make sure that they are now also not too close to Kourtney and Travis on the highway. So she mentions the other people that will be there. I think like from Kourtney's side, family, friends, is Chloe and Tristan and Simon Huck, the best friend. I don't know. Yeah, the guy bestie. I think he's closer. I don't know if he's closer to Kourtney or Kim, but I think they're all just like friends, because remember he used to own that, I think, PR agency with Jonathan. But anyway, a lot of context, but they call him as well. And it's so interesting to see who Chris chooses to have at this engagement. The people who she chose to be there will definitely come up in the episode, but just from a friend and family perspective, it's interesting to see just the sisters. I'm used to Rob not being there, but knowing how close Rob and Kourtney are, I would think that he would be there. Like no MJ. I understand this was a surprise and I had to keep it probably small or whatever. But no MJ, and no other friends of Kourtney's. Like, who are Kourtney's friends? Where's Steph? I mean, that's the only other friend besides Simon that I've ever seen her with. Like, Kim has a close knit of for-lifers friends who are just like normal people that she's been friends with since school. But like, who's Kourtney's friends? So in the car while they are driving, Kim asks her mom, because Chris is obviously part of the organizing party, right? Obviously, Travis and Chris work together to get this thing done, this proposal done, beautifully. But Kim asks Chris in the car if they figured out what they were going to do with the kids, like how they were going to get the kids there, meaning Kourtney's kids, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. And she says that they are with Scott and they aren't going to come for different reasons. They didn't want to lie to Scott. They didn't know how they were going to get past Scott, get the kids without telling him about the proposal. Also, the kids are young. And she also said she wants to give Kourtney the opportunity to break it to her kids the way she wants to do it. Kim asks if Travis's kids, the Barker kids, are going to be there. And she says yes, because they are older. I think Alabama, his youngest child. Okay, he does have older kids, like they 21, 22, 18. And I don't know how old Alabama is. I think she's like 14, 15. And isn't she only like 3, 4 years older than Mason? But anyway, I think it's an oversight on Chris not to have the kids there. But it definitely does create beautiful drama for the show. But I think as a mom who had to go through that, blend two families, go through divorce, and then get remarried, blend families, kids together, she has been through that. I also think that this is a very delicate or like sensitive or difficult situation for Chris to be in. Especially because her and Courtney don't have the best or didn't have the best relationship. They like struggled in the relationship for years because of how things ended with between Chris and Robert Kardashian, the divorce and her getting remarried. Courtney seemingly struggled the most in terms of having a healthy, loving relationship with her mom afterwards. So I think that choosing not to have the kids there, choosing to have Courtney decide how she wants to break it to her kids and all of those things, protecting the kids because they're young. I think that was a safer and more protective choice for Chris. So they all meet up, I think in Santa Barbara, somewhere near the beach, they're going to have dinner after they get engaged. So Chris, Cody, Kim, what's your name? Simon and his husband, or future husband at this point. They're having, they're just talking, waiting for everyone to meet up. And it's funny to me how much they bring Scott up in this episode. Like, you can really see that the family is still very worried and connected to Scott, as I think they always will be. But I get why Courtney is always so annoyed that they care more about Scott than like her. And she says that she's been waiting years. Kim says Courtney's been waiting years to be this happy and blah, 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 blah. But she knows that this isn't the right time to bring it up. But Scott is going to lose his fucking mind. And I mean, it's months later. And even today, I'm worried about Scott's mental health, to be honest. Like, this time it's different because Courtney is getting married. Like, she's never spoken about marriage before. And it's never been this serious. Scott's always had the best of both worlds, with being able to date who he wants, but he has this family life with Courtney and her family. And they worried now, saying like, things are going to change 100% now. And how is he going to deal with it? But he had years and years to not only get over it, move on, but to grow and actually do the work that was required for him to be healthy personally and also be in a healthy, loving relationship with Courtney. And he never did the work. So are we worried about Scott? Yes. But can we feel bad for him? No. She says that Scott already knew that Courtney and Travis were trying for a baby. So like he knew already that it was going to be serious. Like, she makes even a joke about it. She says marriages come and go, but kids are forever. And then she says, and this is something that was brought up in like social media after the episode aired, everyone was talking about the fact that she says that she hopes that there's a fourth marriage for her, like fourth time's a charm. And people were talking about like, does she want to get married to Pete? Is this how she feels? No, this is not how she felt about Pete. Kim, if you know and have watched forever, she wants to be wifey, wifed up. She's a relationship kind of girl. So even here, before she's even with Pete, she's already still hoping that there will be love for her in the future. So don't connect that to Pete, please.
In for this proposal, this was something he was not going to miss.
How are you interested in doing?
We're good. We're actually in a really good place. We just got back together. He's been going to therapy a lot. There's just been a lot of effort on his part.
Okay.
How was SNL?
Really, bitch? Really? I'm not even going to say anything about it. We know Trashton Thompson is busy making a baby on this woman. She even tweeted, I'm going to add it here. She tweeted, well, we know how this ends. Embarrassing behavior. Honestly, it kills me. Chloe and Tristan get there. And they like, Tristan said he surprised Chloe and Drew by coming home, whatever. Surprises them a lot, seemingly. But Simon's like, any other surprises? And Chris is like, yeah, Tristan, you're next. After all this man has done to your child, you like, you're next. Bitch, shut the fuck up. So once the Barker family kids and Courtney's side of the family, everyone, Kendall, Kylie, arrive, once everyone's there, they move inside, have jitters. Does your father have the ring? Yes, we made sure before he left. And then they talk about Scott randomly in front of Travis's children, which I feel like is a little bit inappropriate. It could have been done privately, but I guess good content. And they call Mindy, the family, famous event planner, coordinator, calls to say they are now leaving the room. And then we see the engagement. As we have seen on social media, it's a heart of roses, red roses, on the beach, surrounded by candles. And they get engaged right there on the beach. I love that there's just normal people ruining the shot in the background. Like, it doesn't matter how famous you are. There's going to be normal people if you are going to propose in public.
Dreamt of getting married until Travis and until this relationship.
Chloe also said that when Kim and Kanye got engaged, she was like, it's a movie. The original Chloe. But this is very romantic, very cute. Love this for Courtney. Not over the top, but super romantic and private. It's beautiful.
Did she say yes?
I've been waiting very long to see Courtney and Travis, like, and really just see their chemistry and really see how they are. And even though I find them highly inappropriate at times, like, this is cute. You have to admit.
The way that Travis proposed, like, it does say a lot about who he is. He's super
Alabama
romantic.
wears way
It's
too much
perfect,
makeup, like,
because he did it.
she's Kylie on crack at her age. She looks too old. Bruce would have a fit. Old Bruce.
Thank you. I just can't be happier than I am right now with the joy that it gave him to do this with you. How much he loves you. I will never get over how sweet he was. I just want you to know that I'm so happy for you. And I know how long you wait for this, and I love every single moment with you.
And what you did make it happen will always be in my heart. He came to Palm Springs and he asked for your hand in marriage. Okay, you can stop kissing for a second.
I have never cried for giving up. I can't remember a moment where I cried. Not when Kim got married, not when nothing. But Chris always knows how to pull in my heartstrings. This season, I've been crying like in every episode. Mario, like literally every episode.
When your firstborn gets engaged, nothing can be more special.
Guys hear that?
That is really special. She's never had a reaction like that from me, and it's happened like a few times.
Clearly, that's really true.
That is for me such a nice moment that really shows Courtney's personality. Like, everyone always is like, Kim and Kylie like to be the favorite. And I mean, obviously Kim is the favorite child, but like, Courtney loves to have a moment that she can tell her sisters, just like, I am the best. I am the most interesting to look at. Like, I am the Kardashian. And to a lot of people, Courtney is the Kardashian queen. Like, she is their favorite. Like, I just love seeing the banter between the sisters in the last couple of seasons of Keeping Up. There was so much tension. But this is a cute little clip. Like, just shows Kim's personality also. Like, even though she's the favorite child, like, she's always jealous of Courtney. She's like, oh, I got engaged 3 times and she didn't even show that much excitement. So cute little moment that I just thought I'd point out, just was beautifully encapsulating of their personalities. Then there's like a stupid little arm wrestle thing to give Kendall some airtime. Like, this is stupid. At the dinner table, Travis tells a story of his father telling him that Courtney reminds him of Travis's mom. And I don't know anything about Travis Barker, but he says that his mom passed away when he was 13. And I thought, don't you guys find it interesting how so many of the Kardashian kids usually pick partners who have gone through a loss of a parent? I'm obviously Scott towards the end, and I think that's what made her such a good partner for him. But even Lamar, Kanye, after they called Travis's father to tell him the news about the engagement, Courtney notices that she has missed calls from Penelope and she wants to call the kids to let them know that she got engaged. They do not take it well. I'll play it for you.
Hey, how's my girl? Do you want to know what my surprise was? We got engaged.
Look at Mom got a ring.
Is that upsetting?
Why are you sad, baby?
That's Kim with her.
I feel bad for Pete. Penelope.
They tried to call Rain as well, and he says that's not exciting news. I think Mason's just not picking up. And Courtney says that maybe this wasn't the best choice that her mom made to not have the kids there. But all of the sisters agreed that they felt the kids were too young. Chloe insists that she feels like it would have been harder on the kids to have them there. And, it's clear that Courtney, ever since she had Mason, Courtney changed completely. And I feel like they should have known better that she would have wanted her kids there. And it's quite clear from her reaction in the moment, asking, like, don't you guys just think it would have been better if they were here? She's clearly not upset, and she obviously respects their opinion and wanting to protect the kids, but you can see that in her heart she would have wanted the kids there. Chloe says that she knows that Scott knows. And this is actually a clip that we see from Kendall. I honestly thought that Kendall was going to shine in the season because there's one clip that she says, like, there's one soundbite that comes from this conversation. And Kendall's very worried about Scott. Like, since the previous episode already, her and Kylie were talking about it on the way. And here's the conversation.
They think their dad is gone and you're replacing him. When you're a kid, you think you have to pick one. So P's reaction is understandably okay. But there's nothing wrong with Travis. It's the same way how you felt about Bruce, and there was nothing wrong with Bruce. Once my dad was accepting of Bruce, it felt like I could take a deep breath and be friendly with Bruce and get along with him and not feel bad. I think that it's really important for Scott to be accepting of our relationship so that the kids can feel good.
I haven't spoken to you about, do you have, sympathy for Scott? Do you have sympathy for the position that he's in at all?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like you do, just as an outsider.
No, I do. But then there's things like sometimes
He also
I'm
had
like,
5-6 years to get over
Of
this.
course, but it's always going to sting.
I agree with Kendall here.
I'm sensitive to him and his feelings.
I agree with Kendall here, saying that it's always going to be hard for Scott because you know that he just can't get it together, but we don't doubt that he loves Courtney. When I saw this, in the teaser of the show, she seemed way more aggressive. And she didn't say I don't think as an outsider was added to this. You see how they just make you feel like it's going to be way more interesting than it is. Because Kendall's bland as fuck. They needed to frame her in that way. I guess this is a moment to shine. In Kylie sit ook net daar, silent. I wonder if Kylie talks to... Actually, when I watched this for the first time last week, I wonder, does Kylie also have this kind of conversations about her baby daddy issues with the sisters like this? Honestly, props to Courtney, Kim, and Chloe for, being their lives on the show. Because the younger two sisters, they really keep us napping. They get back to the dinner, but it's just I just want to say, they've, very full on... tongue kiss in front of their children, and no. After the engagement, we cut to a scene. This camera is so skew. We cut to a scene between Chloe and Kim, and they're just taking a walk. I think near someone's house, and they revisit the 3, where Kim's famous meme comes on. They recreate and keep referencing this famous meme where North and Kanye shot only one's music video. And I think that's a very meta moment. You remember that term of the previous videos? It's self-referential. We already know that meme, probably have used it, have it saved somewhere on our phone. But it's the person in the meme going back to the original place of the meme to remind us of the meme, but also to recreate the meme. What I didn't expect from this episode was them discussing, analyzing Kim and Kanye, like where they are now, her baby daddy drama. She says that after SNL, he walked out on her monologue. I don't think I knew that. I think I actually learned that from this episode. Like, I don't know if they've discussed it before, but maybe that explains why he just all of a sudden went off. And people assumed that it was, okay, obviously because of Pete, but she wasn't dating Pete. So I don't know why he frames it as she kissed her new boyfriend on the show. She would have kissed Pete on SNL, whether she would have dated him afterwards or not. Like, for people to make that a thing for Kanye to be angry about is so fucking childish. But anyway, this is the first time that I hear about that, and it explains then why he just had been so mean to her after being in the best divorce ever the last couple of months on social media. She says that he was upset that she described him as the best rapper of all time. Like, it's diction, word choice that pissed him off. I can't deal with Kanye because he is a control freak, obviously, and he was seemingly then helping her throughout the SNL monologue writing process. So did he then not know that? And why is he so sensitive? Like, why does he need to be pleased and addressed the way that he wants to be addressed? It's almost like Kanye lives in Kanye's world and he forgets that other people can have a perception of him. Like, how narcissistic of you, Kanye. But Chloe says this is the first time he has yes men all around him, and he has people telling him yes and doing what he wants in every category of life, she says. This is the first time that Kim is saying no and not giving him exactly what he wants, and now he can't deal. Then in the next scene, I'm not trying to lean on my chair, it's not here. Then Chloe visits Scott with a care snack basket. And when she walks in, he says, it's not like someone died, you know. Connie just got engaged. But he's looking very like, you know, when Rob just started gaining weight and he just started like losing control over being good. Like, this is where it looks like Scott is at. They have a conversation. He says, I'm actually happy for Courtney. Like, thank God. Good luck to Travis, because Courtney is not the best Courtney is not the best person to deal with, just in life in general. And Chloe's like, ugh. Like, if Courtney was so cucked, then you wouldn't have tried to be with her all these years. Like, tried your utmost best to be with her. So yeah, she says she just knows he's being snarky. Scott also shares that the kids were upset about the engagement, them not being there, wondered like, why aren't they there? Are they even going to be invited to the wedding? Is he even going to be invited to the wedding? You know, him just having a little existential crisis there. He says the kids were upset seeing that the Barker kids were all there and them having to see it on TikTok and them not being there. And if Courtney, cared and the family made the choice after she got engaged, she would have said, someone just go fetch them. Like, he could have been there in 55 minutes, But, he says he's happy for her. He will always love her. But they clearly have things to talk about the future, how things are going to be now, because things are obviously going to change. Once Chloe leaves, she calls Courtney and says, just reiterates that, like, you guys clearly need to have a conversation. And she's like, about what? And she's like, the way forward. And I think this will probably be like some storyline within it. But I think this is very like a moment that Courtney needs to focus on, because this was her big issue with her mom and how she handled things moving on and everything. That's something that she really needs to And I think she will. Courtney is a therapy kind of girl, but she really needs to do it right because she criticized her mom and how she did things for years. But Chloe clearly knows that about Courtney, and she likes to avoid these kind of things because it is uncomfortable ultimately for her, and because she's had a bad experience with her parents doing it in the past. But if there's one thing that I believe the Kardashians can do and do well is co-parent, blend families and work it out in the end. Like, I think that Chris and Robert were a good example of that for the Kardashian kids. And I think that Chris will be able to guide her nicely. I think maybe her perspective will be different as an adult, and now having to, maybe have some grace on her mom for how she handled things in the past. But I think that, the Chloe does it well. Kim ultimately does it well too, despite what, people might think or Kanye might say. So I think that will be a hurdle that they will get over. But you know what? I am really worried about Scott. Like, it's a couple of months later from this, and Scott looks even more dead in the eyes now. I don't know if you guys read blind items, but it's like anonymous posts on some Des Moines website. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's like anonymous tips about celebrities, but they don't actually sometimes name the celebrities. But there's this one about Scott saying that a couple of weeks ago he met with Larsa, and then people were saying like, are they like, out of the family now, and now they're meeting up, and like, but the blind item said that Scott's actually happy that people are focusing on that more than his decline of mental health, because he's not doing well. He's picking up weight, and I'm literally worried. I don't know, that blind item just scared me because it just matched what I've been thinking, seeing Scott over the last couple of months. Like, I don't want this to be the thing that pushes him over the edge. I think the only thing holding him back from like ending his life are the kids. The last scene, is just Courtney and Travis. They take you a little bit, it's a couple of minutes into the IVF journey, and they take his tour bus and have the egg retrieval. So this is 2 days after the engagement. They have the egg retrieval, and I think they have to sample a semen sample. They have to get a semen sample because there's like this weird scene. I don't know if Courtney's trying to be funny by like making it extra awkward for the show. So obviously they are taking us along for the IVF process, but I honestly just don't understand the inclusion of that scene, because a nurse comes out and she says they need a semen sample in the cup, but there can be no bodily fluids, and then she's like, so no spit. Like, okay. And then they talk about the condom and how to package the filled condom. It needs to be tied and put in the cup, not poured into the cup or something. Like, are they gonna have sex in the room now so that you can get a semen sample? This is not how they show it on movies, like when they go to adoption, like sperm banks. Then the guys just go and like ejaculate into a cup. Like, wow, I felt like this is unnecessary. I'm sorry that I'm being so like explicit, but like I wanted to explain for those of you who didn't watch it, like why this is awkward. It's just like a weird scene. Was I the only one? And that is it from this episode. Let me know what you guys thought. There's so many things that come out or stand out for me in this episode, especially the fact that Courtney's now facing something, a challenge with that she's gonna have to, and process that she's gonna have to go through with her kids. Like, the blending of the families is something that she's criticized Chris about for years. So it will be interesting to see how she approaches this. But besides that, we can look forward to seeing Kim take the bar for the last time. We see her birthday, I think Chris's birthday, some drama with Scott about, is he being kicked out of the family now or not? And seemingly Kanye not wanting to sign divorce papers. So we have lots to look forward to. Don't forget to join the conversation down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to this channel for more pop culture updates. See you guys next time. Bye.